What's up, everyone? We're here on for another Slice of Love. We're going to do part two of introducing family before marriage. I know we got a little to a scuffle. Becky just went all the way out last time, but like he had a little emergency. But we'll try to bring him back in next time because I know he's going to have a good amount to talk about that subject. Because like,
That's all. Yeah, that's right. But make sure also too he's dealing with some issues with family. So you make sure you send out some prayers for him and his family.
yeah, yes. But let's go ahead with introductions real quick. It's, as always, the host of the show. It's your boy C. Holmes, bringing you raw, real, and much more, and even controversial. But I'm not on here by myself. Have two lovely guests with me, and let's start it out. How you feeling? We have the one and only Jason.
What's going on, people? What's going on? It's me again, real and raw. I'm gonna tell you like it is, unfiltered. If you don't like it, that means you got two choices. You either gonna get on the pot, stay on the pot, or you gonna get off the pot and shit, whichever one.
Yeah, you're gonna speak your mind clearly. And then we have the one and only, she's just, brings a storm. But we have Storm in the building. She's smiling. She about to probably say something off the walls. She's rolling on filter as always. But how you feeling? How you feeling? How you feeling?
I'm feeling lovely. I'm feeling lovely. Glad to be a part of the show today.
Right. And we'll see if we have any other unexpected guests. But let's go ahead and roll right into it and have fun. But I want to pick back. Matter of fact, we're going to start with you, Storm, because I know you wasn't on the first part one. We may have to make part three because we got to get Bacon in this. Because I know he going to watch this episode and be like, what the hell now. But how do you feel about the introduction of family before marriage? Do you agree with it? Disagree? Speak your mind.
I'm on the fence with it because I've called you once before, like in the current relationship or issue or whatever you want to call that I'm in. I have he has not introduced me. We've been dating for a year and some change, and I'm on his beneficiary. I'm on his trust. I'm on his IUL. I'm on all this, but I've never met none of the family, none of the kids, or any of that. We've talked about marriage, but I mean, I haven't even met these people. I'll come to Houston, and when I go to Houston, I go to my brother's house. He goes to his mom's house. I get the respect thing of not, us not being married is, going to your parents' house, shacking up. I get that. But I mean, you don't even come pick me up and say, "Hey, let's go have brunch with your mom and dad." So I
Wait,
don't
what?
like the fact, right? I don't like that. I mean, I'm be in the house like, cause we do say I'll be in the house and he'll be on the phone and his parents will be like, "Oh, how's Nicole?" But they don't know that his new girlfriend and his old girlfriend has the same name. So,
Oh
right. So I'll
man.
be like, what Nicole are they referring to? You know what I'm saying? When they ask about Nicole, are they referring about me? Do they know about me? Or are they asking about the old Nicole? So I don't, I mean, I want to need to know his family because, like, if something was to happen today or tomorrow, like I said, I'm on his beneficiary. I'm on his trust. I'm on all of this. I don't want to pop up with a piece of paper and they be like, "Who the hell is you?" Because I'm gonna be like, I've been there for a year and some change. Yeah, I know y'all ain't seen me, but I've been here for a year and some change. I mean, I've been here. I can tell you everything that's going on that y'all don't think I know. But on the other side of it, I don't have family for him to introduce. I don't talk to a lot of my family on my side. Like my dad, I don't talk to my dad. My mom is dead and gone. So there's nobody really for me to introduce him to. So I don't know, but I mean, I did bring up. I made a TikTok and I sent it to you, and I was like, "Well, how do you feel about this?" He was like, "Are you?" I agree with the TikTok because the TikTok was saying that you should don't have to introduce your girlfriend or your wife or whoever to your mom until y'all after y'all married because they're not the one marrying you. He is. I don't really agree with it. I still think they should know who you marrying, whether they like them or not. They still should know. That's how I feel.
Oh man, she was just firing heavy makers while on the road driving. We hear you loud and clear. Like I'm gonna speak my mind from my own damn experiences. Man, I see Jasim
Exactly.
over here. He over here like nodding and said, I don't know if he's in agreement, disagreement. Like how do you feel before I play this clip? Because I know how you think. You about to say something off the wall too. You like to
And
stick it to the book.
I'm on the fence,
On the fence? Okay.
and like I said before, when it comes to this situation, it really depends upon the family dynamics. If you as close as a person claim they are with their family, then and you value their thoughts and opinion, and vice versa, it shouldn't be an issue. It shouldn't be a problem, right? because sometimes the family can see something in the person you're dating or with that you don't want to see because the coochie might be too good, or
I
the
know.
pole might be
Go
too,
ahead.
or
Look at
somebody
Storm. Look at
somebody
Storm.
thinking that you got a 24 karat penis. You know what I want to say, but the thing about it
That
is
24
this.
karat.
dipstick. That
24
dipstick.
No,
karat. Wait, what'd you just say again? That 24 karat. What now?
24 karat, dick, basically,
God damn, there's gold on that damn dick down.
So,
What we talking about?
but the thing about it is that's all physical. Once the physical is gone, you have nothing because you based everything off of physical, you know. And so, in this particular situation, it is, in my opinion, if you have a good relationship in the family, I'm not talking about toxic family. I'm not talking about
You know, you had
introducing
to speak that
your
real clear,
people
real quick though.
towards toxic people. I'm talking about people that are positive, people that always want to see you do better, be better, but they're not trying to gain nothing from you, but just to see you succeed. Then there's nothing wrong with presenting us and showing or introducing who you with. Now, when a person cannot, will not, or won't, then you got to question their actual interior motive. That's just my opinion, especially as a
Bless you.
guy. You know, what is their motive? Is it just a plaything for right now? I'm just going through the motion, and I'm talking just to be talking. You know how us guys can be. I'm talking on the guy side. We can play the game just like a woman can, because most of us learn from a woman, and so we can flip the script. You know, So when you introduce somebody to the family, I think is important because if something should have happened and they get together, then you are actually creating a more toxic. Your chance
Well,
of creating a
we said a
toxic.
mouthful a while ago because say we learned this from a woman. What and like you,
Well,
Storm was like, aha, like what?
I mean, it's the truth. It's the truth. But if you don't introduce somebody to your family, what's going to end up happening, regardless if you marry them or not, there's going to be some type of toxic relationship in the family dynamics because they don't know you. They don't know anything about you, the character, if you loyal or if you have any work ethics. Do you have any faith or belief in a supreme being as God? Do you take care of yourself? Do you even really wash your ass every night?
Not
You
the
know,
ass. They're not using
so
soap now. Wait, what's the hell going on?
do you know how to do you
I
dress
hope
when you
they won't
step
use
out,
some
or do
damn
you look
soap.
like you've been sleeping up on the I-45 in Houston highway?
Oh
No,
no,
wait,
no,
wait,
no,
These
wait,
things are important.
yeah.
Do you feed your child, if you have a child, with this dude, or do you have a child as you integrate? All of this is important
Ooh, wee. I'm on.
because what that person failed to do, that's going to fall on those family members, regardless what anybody says.
Ooh, wee. I'm about to get to my first bullet point. Like the guy, like, you put a whole book of like lists of like checklists we need to check out. Like, I'm pretty strong on it. Like, I hope they wipe their ass. I don't need to be coming in the whole house
Well,
just
and the other
looking
thing,
like,
other thing too, is that
oh,
let's be real.
what you
On
about to
both
say
sides of
now?
the fence,
What you about to
you
say?
have some
What
guys,
you about to say?
they abuse their woman. Then you have
Ooh,
some females that abuse the guys. So it's important to know who is coming into the family.
I mean, I agree. My family does secret background checks on my people.
secret
But they do. That's why
background
they not on my
checks.
Facebook page. They do. Yeah, they did
She
background
done
checks on my
blocked the
last
whole
two
guy.
husbands. So
And one of my
yeah,
bullet
I
points.
blocked them off my family, off my page. I don't need them to know
But
nothing.
but see, to me, that's a good thing because then they looking out for your best interest, and they looking out for your six. Because if they see something
I
that
mean, I
somebody's not
get that,
saying
but
nothing, but if you
okay,
don't know, then you just put
Ooh,
yourself in a position where something can happen, and you be like, oh, I didn't know, but you didn't allow them to watch your back.
Okay, I get what you're saying because I had, like I said, two husbands, and my family did a background check on them, and they would not let them in the house. But the guy that I was engaged to, that had a criminal record, and they knew him about that,
He had a
they was more.
criminal. Wait, what? Goddamn, what?
Okay, so you know Buck's the one that died, right? Okay, he had a criminal record. They allowed him in the house. You know, even after we broke up, he was allowed to go to Thanksgiving, Christmas dinners, and all of that, and we were broke up. But my real husband that I was married to, they never let him in the house. They never opened the door for him or me.
And that may be because, for several reasons, if you ask him, it may be something in his demeanor, the way he treated you. They may have seen something that you
But
didn't see.
they never met him to know that. I mean, like I said, I keep them blocked from my Facebook page, so they
But
never knew.
I
All
tell
they
you
knew
this,
is that he had been to jail. But the guy I was engaged to had been to jail too.
but at the same time, you don't know unless you ask the question why. And that's the problem in our community. We never ask the question why, and we get offended. But if we ask the question why, to have that open dialogue of understanding, okay, why is this and why is that, then issues like as such, in my opinion, will be understood.
Okay. All right. So before we go any further, like I ain't get to the damn first bullet point. We overthrow him because I'm gonna show this clip real quick of like what most people are afraid of happening when they introduce the family to the other spouse. So check out this clip and then give me your feedback. All right. Just roll the clip.
I see Miss Sparkle and Bree sitting next to each other. We need to switch seats. It's about to go down.
First, we want to start off and just thank everyone for coming. We're all here because we're getting married within a week. So we want both of our families to be on the same page. So obviously, we have issues because the family didn't even speak. So we're going to go around the room and you're going to state your issues that you have with me and Jemiah on our marriage. So we're going to start with Sparkle.
Right now, you do not have my blessing. I'm not attending the wedding. A lot of the family is not coming to the wedding because the attention that was around the engagement party. Some of the family members feel that Cindy kind of seduced you. And
Girl, bye. Let's say that.
Hey,
Yeah.
Girl.
let her finish.
Yeah, girl.
Girl,
Girl,
watch
bye.
who you talking to.
Girl, bye.
Girl, watch
Girl,
who you
bye
talking
again.
to.
Girl, bye again.
Yeah, watch who
And
you
again
talking
and
to.
again and again.
Hey,
Watch who you
we're
talking
not
to.
doing
Look,
that.
girl, watch who you talking
I'm
to.
grown.
Yeah,
Very
obviously
grown.
you're not.
Very grown.
Let her say your
Obviously
opinion.
not.
Do something. Do something. Do something.
Y'all gonna have
Money.
y'all trying to speak though. Let her
Do
finish.
something. Weak ass bitch. Money. Money.
We didn't even get through the couch.
Everyone in here acting like they're children.
I regret even bringing them here.
Like, this is crazy. It makes me just want to leave.
Shut your big mouth ass up. Don't make me.
Now, of course, that's to the extreme, but that was like some of the things that people vision in their head when things go wrong.
Well, the what I see in this, it reflects what I said earlier. It's based on the family dynamics. First of all, the groom and the fiance, and I'm gonna put it this way: both of them are a bunch of fools.
Wait, both of
Yeah.
them?
But listen to why I say they're both a fool. Everybody knows their family. They know who is toxic and they know who isn't toxic. And what I saw was they had people that was toxic in their family that they were trying to listen to, right? Because the aunt, I don't know her story, but just her demeanor, it seems like some type, because aunts, regardless how old an aunt is, they have old fools that was once young fools.
Not the old
And
fools.
and what I'm saying is this: regardless of age, you have family members that are jealous because you're happy, or you becoming to be a lot more happier than they are. And so they become toxic and act a certain way.
Oh,
And then they're not looking out for your best interest. They're looking out for them because of their jealousy. Because you have something that they want that they can't have. It's happiness.
Yeah.
Because of their nasty attitude, they can't have happiness. Let's make that straight. And that goes for the guys as well. Men do the same crap too. So I'm equal opportunist, right? So men do the same crap. So that's why I say they both. Why would you have family members that have a toxic attitude and mentality? And not only is this toxic, it shows their immaturity in how they respond. The young lady that's the groomsman's sister, she is so immature, she does not know how to respect the elder of the aunt. Whether she agreed with it or not, all she had to do was shut the hell up and listen so she have her time to speak about what she did or does not like about the situation. She didn't have to cut her off. She intentionally did it to create a chaotic situation.
Storm, what you
Just
have to
their
say?
whole demeanor looked toxic. Like that, like you said, they look ghetto from the jump. So it was
Yeah,
like,
they were on the couch like this, like, what you about to say?
right.
Say something
So
off the wall.
It's like dressing up. It's like dressing a ugly ass broom up in a nice outfit.
No, you didn't just say a damn broom. A broom? A broom?
might as well say a scarecrow. That's what you might as well say.
Yeah, because it does not make any sense. So that's why people have a problem. And the first lesson before you even get married, people have to really be honest about their family and really know who is toxic, who's with you, and who's against you. Just because we're related by blood doesn't mean everyone is with you. Just like everyone that is black is not your brother and is not your sister.
Okay, so
It's
And
the
I ain't
same,
claiming them.
and it's
okay.
the same type of concept.
All right, so with that said, let me get this first bullet point because we already going back. I mean, whoo, got flames going. Is there such a thing, such of a right way to introduce a family?
Of course, it depends on who you introducing the person
Oh, it
to.
depends on who it is. I mean,
If it's your
somebody.
mother, it's a different approach because she's a female. She's the matriarch. She's the head of the house. If it's the father, that's another different way of approach. If it's your grandmother, you don't introduce anyone to your grandmother the same way you're going to introduce to your dad.
Okay.
So it
What?
depends on who are you introducing the individual to that's in your family.
I honestly agree with that too. And then my family knows itself. Like it takes a good minute before I start introducing the family because it got to be something serious. Because I'm like, I don't need you knowing everything, and then I don't even know if this person's serious. But yeah,
I mean,
Exactly.
I get that. I mean, I get not like taking every girlfriend or every boyfriend to meet, and
because
I
they're
get
gonna
that. But
be
like I
like,
said,
oh, what happened to Jessica over there? Like,
right? It'd be
And,
like, oh, you
and, and,
changed.
and
You
you
like
have
grown.
and you have females and you have males that do exactly what Storm said. They every time they with someone, they want to show it off to the family. So it's like, dude, what the hell you showing me for? You ain't serious. You
Right,
show me
right.
something that you have some substance that you serious about.
yeah, unless it's like I said, something serious into a relationship or like a really, really good friend like that, ride or die that's got your back. But
Exactly. Just like when I met my wife's mother. When she introduced me to her, hell, she was almost in a sense like Storm had mentioned about a family member doing a check. She said, you look young. Let me see your driver's
research,
license. Let me see your
investigation.
driver's license. Let me make sure
Pulling out
you
your
ain't lying
phone.
about your age, you
Oh
know.
damn! Just
And
doing a
she
whole
looking at
thing,
it,
just doing
you
a whole
know.
background check.
But that only shows that she cares and she's watching out for her child. And you have to respect it. When somebody doesn't respect that, and then something goes wrong, those are the people that are weak minded. And then they, in my opinion, they'll end up saying, oh, it's their fault because you didn't tell me. Well, how am I gonna tell you if you didn't bring the person around?
I mean, I get that too. Like you said earlier, like you bring people around, they see things that you don't see because you're so covered in the smoke of love, and you don't smell the roses. So
Fake
yeah, that
love.
seems
I call it
right.
fake
This
That
love.
person so
yeah,
perfect
that
they
too.
don't
So
do
you
no
you may not
wrong,
see
no
something
wrong.
that they see, or they be like, that's a gold digger or something like that. You might can't see
Stay away
that.
from those.
You might can't see that. So I get that, but then at what point do you introduce somebody you've been dating? Like I say, me and him been dating a year and some change.
Yes,
He
some
had already
change.
said he
Them
basically
nickels
not
and dimes and pennies
inter-
dropping to the
he's not
floor.
introducing me until we're married. Basically, that's what he said.
Or
I can't me personally. I can't just marry somebody and then I was like, hey, here my fiance. I mean my wife, because then I feel like I did them injustice. Like I didn't. It's like I had to hide this person so much. I didn't have enough. I mean, I didn't have no belief that this would be last. That I should introduce. Because if anything, I feel like I'm running away. Like what you afraid of? If you want to pretty much, enjoy your life with this person, why am I hiding them?
well, and also too, in my opinion, is simple. Is my everything is basic and it's easy, but everybody makes it hard, in my opinion, in life.
And let me bring
There
Storm in
it
on that.
has then you have to start questioning what type of relationship does the individual have with his family? For
I
the individual not to want to do that. That's just my opinion.
And real quick, like I blew up this comment real quick. It's like, yes, my mom was like that. She's old school. She's going to make sure you're legit. Kind of goes with what you
Exactly.
said earlier in the show. Like you gotta have your six.
Exactly. And the reason for that, let's be real, in this day and age, in this world, there's a lot of danger. There is a lot of scams. There's a lot of people that's try to take advantage of one from another. There's a lot of that going on.
Yep.
So how and a parent, and I'll use a parent or a grandparent, been in the world a lot longer, seen a lot more than a lot of us, and experienced a lot more. So they've been through the trenches, so they can smell bullshit a mile away and can let you know. But when you can't, when you don't allow them to tell you, then you just being a fool, and so you have no excuse to complain when something bad happens.
So Storm, real quick, like I know you move around. Like, what do you have to say about that before I roll this clip? This next clip.
I mean, I agree what he's saying, and and he's like, well, what type of relationship does they have with the parents? Like with him, he has a great relationship. He talks to his mom and dad every day. So I'm not like understanding why it's got to be to a point where you introduce me after the fact. That
And
I'm still puzzled.
now, Storm. This is my opinion, my only personal opinion. A guy can have a relationship good with their mom and their dad, but to what level? What level? Because there are certain levels when you have a relationship. Some guys don't tell or don't discuss with their parents. They keep certain things
That's how
from
I am
discussing.
until it gets real.
You know, or
Right.
if they have a little bit of doubt, regardless of what they saying to one person, they may have a little bit of doubt. I'm just saying it's a lot of question marks
And let me
from
go
what
and
I'm
say
hearing.
this. And the reason why I do this is because we know how the dating world is, especially nowadays. You don't know if this person will have a mood swing and randomly meet someone else and want to go off into like the water or whatever. Yeah, I said the water. I'm just being sarcastic with it. So like, why do I want to like? Is in the words of my grandma, boo foo the fool. When I just
Hmm.
introduce you to all my family kinfolk, and then I'm like, where that guy, that girl over there? I like, she was all nice, we had a good
Hmm.
dinner and all that, and I'm like, the bullshit, you ain't gonna have me looking stupid. Like unless I
Hmm.
Right.
see something
I get that part.
concrete,
I get
oh
that.
hell no. And I know I piss off some people at that. Oh well, it's like pretty much like what I value, but I be damn if I look like a fool and I'm trying, and to me introducing to some like my family, and I'm thinking long term, you do some shit like that, because like you wouldn't like it if I did it to your family, like I show up
Right.
and all that much more and then just vanish.
And to me, it's also to the biggest thing is respect. Respect is always going to be the number one thing. And if there's no respect, then the foundation is already shady.
All right, let me roll this clip. Let's see. All right, let's go. Wait. Let's see what she has to say.
like everybody deserves to meet your parents. That's just something I don't
But
believe
you're gonna
in.
waste time, like
But I find out either way.
okay, maybe.
Yeah. And I think I have a good judgment when it comes to men. So I feel like I see through people pretty early on, regardless. But for me, I respect my mom so much that I wouldn't want to have her have the experience of me bringing around different guys all the time, introducing her to different men that I
feel
don't
that.
see a long-term future with, unless I think that this guy potentially can be it. I'm not gonna bring him home and have her cook for him and thinking
Whoa,
that
no
like
one said that. Just like a
my
little-
mom naturally cooks for everybody,
Oh, I
but
feel you.
like, you know, because I don't feel like everybody deserves to meet you.
Okay, I got something about that. First of all, if our people really start listening and not hearing, she used the word I think.
Think, yeah.
There's a difference between I think and I know. So she
What you about to
is
say now?
I think situation, right? And then she turns around and mentions she don't want all these guys and stuff, meeting her mom and this and that. Okay, but the question is, are you discussing your mom, the relationship that you have with the guys, so the mom can also still determine and figure out this guy is not for you. This guy is for you. You just might have a nasty attitude that you might need to change. So then
Funky
this,
attitude.
that type of situation. But when she said, I think, when you say I think, that means you don't know as much as you think you know. You're just going off assumption. And that's how a lot of people, both male and females, end up passing up and missing the one good thing that they would have had, could have had, because they go around, I think, and not really know, because they don't want to discuss it with no one else.
What you had to say, Storm? I'll bring up my next bullet point.
I agree.
communication's
Like she
everything.
said, she didn't want to bring, like he said, I think, yeah, like that was a key word. But also, that's going to do the same thing for your kids. Like you don't bring every man around your kids, or you don't have every, man coming to your house until you know. You don't know.
Exactly.
You don't know this man is gonna do to your kids. You don't know nothing. Do you do your research before you let him in your house and around your kids? That's why you got a lot of kids confused because they see Tom
They
today.
calling
Next week they
everybody
see
daddy.
Jerry. Yeah, and they calling everybody daddy. Yes, so they don't know who their daddy is. At that is just too. So I agree.
Oh, this is a great comment. Thank you for this. Let me go ahead and blow it up. I know we have like the live comments at the bottom screen, but let's go ahead so we can read this out. All right, so if they not helping financially, parents or grandparents, let the person get married and figure it out themselves. If they are hard-headed, if the person wants advice of parents, that's wonderful. People or parents with the most to say do least financially to help nowadays.
I have to agree to disagree, because that's not always true. That's a general assumption that all parents are like that. And then besides that, when you state that you get married, then if the parents wasn't included in the beginning, then why you want to include them at the end when all hell breaks loose? Because that could have been resolved in the beginning and not at the end. It seems like that's a backwards way of thinking, in my opinion.
Storm, what you had to say? You over here got
This is where I agree with, as far as like you're not marrying your parents, you're marrying this other person. So why are they even helping financially anyway? Why are you asking you should be financially helping your parents and not them helping you. So that's where I did.
She did say not all, but
yeah, but in the way it was written, is written more on a general level, if you know what I'm saying.
All right, so with that, I'm gonna bring up the next bullet point, and I think this is especially nowadays when we have social media. Has social media changed the way we look at relationships and marriages?
Of course,
Yes.
the whole purpose is about, let's tear, especially in our community, let's continue to tear our community apart, with men going against the women go against the men. It's the same Willie Lynch mentality, and we are so naive, ignorant, and stupid, and not realize that is a continuation of what we're still doing now, what they taught back then, and we're not trying to change the pattern by no means. So then that way we become stronger and not weaker.
And in my opinion, I think it has definitely changed the way we look at relationship marriage because you don't really like focus on what the person's about. It's like to me, I feel like we're so used to comparing of like what this person's good or bad to whatever fantasy that they believe should fit this perfect image, and it's
Exactly.
ruining or possibly can be something good. And like it's to my point, and it really pisses me off when you have to the point where it's like, oh, if this person doesn't make six figures or have this or have that or this career and all this, and I'm be real, but it may sound rude. I'm like, what the fuck do you have to offer? Like, do you look like this? Do you have this kind of money? Do you have this kind of income? Do you think like that kind of mindset? Because I'd be damned if you're gonna sit on your ass and think you're gonna pretty much grab all my assets that I worked hard for. Like, what are you bringing to the table?
But those are low level thinkers. And anybody that hook up with a low level thinker, in my opinion, should get what they deserve.
This is like a reflection of like your
If your parents taught you to have value, have some substance, and you lower yourself, then you get what you deserve.
Storm, what you had to say? You over here like, ooh.
I mean, I agree with what he said. Definitely agree with what he said. I do think social media has changed the way that, we view relationships. Like, you don't see people being married for 60, 50 years no more. You see them getting married, putting on this big old wedding, paying tens and $1,000 or even $50,000 for a wedding for one day, and then you living in a shoebox and y'all ain't even happy. At the end of the day, y'all in this shoebox. So, I mean, I do agree with the fact as far as dating in private and popping out married. I mean, nobody's saying who am I dating, and it's been a whole year. So I do believe that. I do believe keeping social media out of your, relationship. I don't really post anything about my relationship. The only time you hear about my relationship is when I'm on the podcast. But other than that, yeah, I believe social media has definitely changed the way we view marriages.
And see,
I feel like the trend now is they're treating relationships and marriages as a transaction. I feel like they have ruined the whole aspect of love. It's like you don't get to know the person. It's like if you're not finna, you know what? Let me go ahead and say this now. I can't stand when motherfuckers, and I said how I feel too, literally take the term from a biblical scripture and be like, hey, you can't provide for your needs. There's a difference between needs such as like food, housing, and things like that than your fucking lifestyle. I can't stand when motherfuckers use that and try to manipulate into the words for their own personal benefit. Learn the context as it should, because if you really think about it, they didn't have this shit back then. Where the fuck did we come into modern society and start using that as a way to get your financial gain? And I feel like people use that to advantage to claim what they want for their own personal interests. It's like, what happened to the foundation of actually getting to know a person, loving them, and then see if you can go through thick and thin through troubles, because life is going to happen.
And see, I totally agree with you on what you're saying. I also think that when you're going to date, and I commend Storm for doing it privately, because the biggest problem in our community is I want to be seen. I want to be in the spotlight. So that's why everybody's posting their personal stuff on the spotlight, because they want to be in the spotlight. They're not getting any satisfaction. And that satisfaction they're not getting is not from a relationship, but that satisfaction is because they really don't know their damn self. Because if they really knew they self, they would be like what Storm was saying. They can do it privately. They don't put all their business in the street, who they with, who they going with, and who they slept with, and who did what. Did Ray do this and do Shaniqua do all that? They wouldn't be doing all of that. You know what I'm saying? People do all of that because they have low self-esteem, in my opinion. Because why would you want to announce and put your business out in the street and then get mad when everybody knows your business and talking about you?
Start spreading about it, yeah.
I mean, not only that, why would you want to put everybody in your business and then you're going to go right back to Ray? No matter what Ray did,
oh, you back
y'all
with
gonna talk
Ray
shit.
Again? I thought
you
done.
back with yeah, exactly. So why are you telling people about what's going on?
So I commend Storm for that, and I agree. People need to do that. Be private, but don't be so private where you cannot speak to somebody that's not toxic and say, "Hey, look, I'm dealing with this. How do I do this? How to handle this? What kind of person is he might be, or something like this?" Because, like I said, they may see something which you don't see, or that you may be going through something that they've already been through, and so you don't say anything. And then when you hook up with the person, and then at the end of the day, like Storm said, you end up getting married, and then all hell breaks loose. Whose fault is it?
Shit. Uh-oh.
And then you want to ask for family for help and advice. Well, they could have told you what they saw, but you didn't include them, the ones that are not toxic, who look out for your best interest. Then leave them out of it at the end, and don't include them in the beginning. If you don't include them in the beginning,
Hey, but
don't include them at the end. You deal with all that drama, keep it to yourself, by yourself, and shut the hell up.
God damn. You felt some type of way with that one. You over real life.
Because if you're not gonna let them be with you when the plane takes off, you damn sure don't need to include them when you want to land that plane.
Or in other words, for those who can't understand, like if you wasn't there for me in the struggles, I'd be damned if you come around when things look good.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Man, oh man. But let's hit on my next bullet point where we have here like, whoo. Now this one right here. Is marrying for wealth of a family necessary? Yeah, I put that in there. Because we in this time period when like people think that when it comes to marriage.
Repeat that again.
Is marrying for wealth of a family necessary? Since we all talking about introductions of family, like some people believe in marrying in families for wealth.
Well,
So kind of like the African way, basically. What you mean?
I would say this in response to that. It depends upon your character. It depends upon how your parents raised you and how your parents taught you. Did they teach you that money is more valuable than love? Or did they teach you love is more valuable than money? It's how you were brought and instilled and taught. Because hey, you can have all the money in the world and be so damn miserable, and everybody around you miserable as hell. I don't care how much money you have. They have rich people out here that's miserable as hell.
So you got wealthy people that want to commit suicide.
Exactly.
Like,
but then you have people that don't have not even a third of what they have, and they're a lot more happy.
Hell.
They have peace.
Yep.
They have enjoyment of life.
Say it again.
Peace. They have all their senses. They're not running every week, every day, almost to a counselor.
Around like I see ghosts.
They're not trying to be alcoholics because they have so much peace. And the only reason why they got the peace is because they know themselves. And the parents taught them. But you have parents nowadays more concerned about themselves than they are about what they teach their kids and how to survive in this wicked world.
Man, Storm, what you over there think? Because
I'm thinking because I've watched TV shows on black people doing it. Like I think it was called Black Hamptons or whatever. I watch TV shows that they do it, but do I really know anybody like black doing that? I know white people do it, but other than like Africans and stuff like that, I don't really know of anybody doing that. I don't want to marry for wealth and have all this money, like you said, and be miserable. But if I want to build an empire, then I would build an empire with poly. Y'all know how I feel about poly, so I would build my own
in one of the previous
empire.
Episodes. So kind of bouncing, you can kind of add on to this. We have the comment: we can't live off of love, and everyone needs to be working on. Be harder working and making an honest living.
But see, that's where I would have to change that statement, because it's love, true love, not that artificial bullshit that most people jump into and think and all that. But the true love is when you get your ass up in the morning when you don't feel like it, and you take your ass and get to work. Do what you need to do for your family, for your wife, your kids. I don't care if it's for Ray Ray, Nene, or
Ray
whomever.
Ray catching the blues.
That's love. Love motivates you to do
Right.
what needs to be done.
Right.
That's
Yes,
why I
it does.
disagree in the way it was stated. Motivate, it motivates you.
Right. I agree with that. I agree. Definitely. I mean, like right now, I'm going through my guy. He's going through depression right now, and I'm like motivating him. Like, you got to get up, sleeping all day ain't gonna get nothing accomplished. We're not gonna build this empire with you sleeping. If you need to tell me what's going on so I can help you. I mean, I suffer from depression, bipolar type 2, and you're not even telling me what is going on with you. I need to know so we can help each other, so we can build this empire together. Because we're not
Now
gonna do
let
it
me go ahead and
sleeping.
pitch in this though. Like when you have and you got to get yourself there before you do this, because a lot of people like to do this before. Like when you have everything set, you have assets constantly bringing your money, your investments and all that and much more. Then if you want to, you can relax because you have money constantly bringing in. You did all the hard work and investments and things like that.
Of
That's
course.
what was some of the wealthy friends and then like people met in the past. They did. They put all the hard work in the beginning. They make sacrifices. They even admitted they had times like especially those who are married. They said they had to sacrifice and living like in not the best situation. They didn't get that expensive ass apartment because they were looking at the bigger picture. But now they have the house they want. They can go anywhere they want to because they trusted each other and build it, and then they can actually live life how they want to.
But see,
Right.
that was that. But see, that's smart. And the reason why I say that's smart is they started off early.
Hmm.
They started off in the beginning. They knew each other. They knew themselves. Then they knew each other. Then they came up with a plan. You have to, and I keep saying you have to know yourself before before you hook up with someone or you try to make a relationship with someone. If you don't know yourself, how in the hell you gonna understand somebody
Right.
else?
Right. If you don't know where you're going, you can't lead somebody else. So y'all both gonna be leading in the dark.
A
That's
blind
not
leading
gonna
the
work.
blind.
That's like you
Right.
going
It's
like you like you walking around like, hey, I know where to go. Right, you got the map and GPS. What the hell is that? I mean, I think I know. Like, wait, your ass is blind. You about to run me into a damn wall. You want me to follow you? Are
right.
you
And like you
crazy?
said, you gotta have a plan. Y'all gotta know what y'all doing. It's like you said, y'all gotta know each other so y'all can build this plan together. So because y'all can make it work, or y'all it won't work.
All right. So with that said, and I'm gonna bring this bullet point we'll talk about, and then we're going to my last clip. Is what exactly is acceptable for a good man or woman when when bridging families? Because some people have religious belief or traditional belief, and I know it's going to be different answers all over the place. But again, what exactly is acceptable for a good man or woman when bridging families?
On the religious level, is what you're asking?
I mean, it can be either. Or. I left it open because I know we have different cultures, religious views. There's like a whole lot of different views that come off
Well,
of
if you're
it.
talking about culture, okay.
I mean, however you want to answer, if you want to go
Okay,
ahead.
if you're talking about culture, right? And say you have a black and a white in a relationship, and and you might make it sound like I'm biased, but that white boy or that white girl, she gonna have to respect the black culture
Oh
and the
shit.
black history behind it, and it comes along with it
Oh shit.
because that is something that cannot be washed away. It cannot be bleached away. It cannot be forgotten or thrown in the trash or kick the can down the street.
Storm feeling this.
Oh yeah, because that plantation just burnt down the street. So yeah, I'm feeling every bit of it. I know y'all have heard about that plantation that
Yeah,
just burnt
yeah.
down. Yeah.
So,
Oh yeah.
so, and not only that, when you're in that relationship, he or she, that's why, have to understand and accept their history of what they've done to your history
Hmm.
and respect each other's history.
We went deep on that one.
Because I guarantee you, if you don't, that white girl, that white boy, when they get upset at you, they're thinking in their mind, that nigga.
You ain't never lied.
That nigga, that cracker, that honky.
Because
Yeah.
what happened to I can't
We
even think
have
of his
too
name
many
off the top.
actors that
I
have been
can't
through
the
this.
last one was the actor
Which
that the
we
white girl was chasing him down the street. He was running
Oh, you
from.
talking about what's the name from Creed 2? Hold on.
I can't think of his name.
Wait, give me a second. I'm mad.
But he's running from the white girl, and he still got in trouble.
Hold up, I'm about to pull it. Hold on, you talking about? Because he went through all that street. I can't believe it. Wait a minute.
But that's my point. And now who is he with? He's with the sister. And he about as happy as a hog in slop.
I can't believe. Yeah, Storm, can you think of the person's name? I know who it is.
I'm lost because the only person that I can think about.
Creed 2?
Oh, I don't really like Creed because the only person I can think about is Jason.
3.
Jason, the dude that married to what's the name?
My bad. It wasn't Creed 2. That's why it was Creed 3. I forgot they made 3 movies. It was let's see, Jonathan Majors.
Yeah, that's him, Jonathan Majors.
Yeah, my bad.
Yeah, Jonathan Majors just married Megan Good.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So he left from the Snow Bunny. And he decided he wanted to go ahead and come out here to the field now. He realized.
I'm sorry, but I don't understand that relationship right there. I'm surprised Megan Good even seen something in him, but okay, that's a different story.
but that's in a relationship, every culture have to respect each other. History, religion. I have family members that are from Vietnam. I have family members that are Hispanic. You name it, I have it. But we all respect the culture.
Mm-hmm. You got to.
Gotcha. I'm going to play this clip, and then we're going to talk about it, and then we'll run last bullet point. So let's go to this one. Jonathan Majors, keep your head up.
Be careful when you meet a significant other's parents for the first time, and all they have to say is all these amazing things about their child, because they don't know them in a relationship. They know them as their child. They know them as the person that they raised. Therefore, this is who they know. This is what they've seen. And us as their children, sometimes, majority of the time, we decide what we want to share with them. So, all of that to say, keep an open mind and don't take everything in that the parent is saying. You still have to see for yourself.
Oh, hell.
Ooh, yeah, I had to throw that clip in. So I just had to laugh. Ooh, yeah, I had to throw that one in because that was
brother.
That a Storm. I know that kind of relates to you. That's why you laugh.
It do because it reminds me of my last marriage. Like his mom just thought he was so squeaky clean, and I'm like, "Ma'am, your son is on drugs," and she kept blaming me and saying I'm the problem, and I'm like, your son is on drugs. Like, no, like it's not me. Your son is delusional and he's on drugs. That's what's making. But she's like, no, my son could do no wrong and this and that. And I'm like, you treat him like he's still like a 5-year-old. You know,
see, I agree. Storm. You are hitting the nail with the hammer right now.
Oh,
because I like what you're saying.
He was like,
it's because parents have this delusional image, this fantasy about their kids. And then when their kids get into some type of situation or trouble, then it's somebody else's fault or it's everybody else's fault, but it's not their fault. Because if it was their fault, they have to see where they failed in not
as a parent, right?
As a parent. So this is why I'm so glad she brought that up, because we have too many parents that have failed their kids because they come around and think their kids shit don't stink.
Exactly.
And I give you, and the biggest thing is, no disrespect to women, nor the Storm, but women are the biggest liars when it comes to this situation. Because and Storm just said it, they baby the kids. They pacify the kids. The kids are grown. They still stay on their mama's kids. The kids cannot wash their clothes, can't cook for themselves, don't know how to pay bills for themselves. They don't know how to think critically in solving problems and situations. They are not even ready for the world because of the way the mothers are with them.
Mm.
And the mothers are the first teachers in life when they're born. So everything from there starts with the mother.
Now I'm gonna say this. It's gonna go, and it didn't come out of my mouth. I heard my mom and other women, cause like they thought to keep it real with me, say this. They were like, well, I say on the word my grandma. She be like, baby, I ain't gonna lie to you, but women, we the biggest lies that you can
Exactly.
think of. And I ain't gonna lie, we the best at it, and we will cover everybody else's lie.
I mean, I know
Yeah.
we are. I know we are because I say all the time we're better cheaters than men are because we are better liars. So I'm a agree
And
with
y'all
that.
know how
But
to keep your mouth closed better than men.
exactly,
And this came
exactly,
from my mother,
exactly.
and y'all know how to cover each other's asses too.
I mean,
But
yeah, true, but in a mother's eyes, you're not going to, especially if that's your baby, if that's your heart, you're not going to tell on your son, or if it comes like if a woman coming up to you and say, "Well, where your son at?" Oh, I'm not telling on my son. I don't
But
have any boys,
let
but
me add this.
I'm
I
just
hate to interrupt,
saying.
but here's another thing. It threw me off, and I was like, I can't believe you said that because you rarely hear this come out of a woman's mouth. And then one additional thing she said was like, and we don't like to take accountability because we don't want to face our own, like,
Well, yeah,
she
that's
felt
true,
too.
and that's what I blamed his mom for. I told her, I said, I believe you're still in love with his dad, and because his dad divorced you and
Ooh,
went
you
off
better
with
believe
somebody
it.
else, you baby him and trying to think, I don't know, make him like his dad or something like that, or trying to love on him to like replace the love that she still has for his dad
Trying
when
to
his
fix
dad was dead
something
and gone.
that's in the
Yes,
past.
fix,
Yeah.
yes, fix something that you ain't gonna be able to fix. His dad is dead and gone. Like, what you holding on to, and you babying him for what?
Ooh-wee.
Because of the wrong that you did to his dad. That's not gonna help him because you made this 43-year-old man not even a man, because when I married him, I should have never married him because he was still living with you. He had no real stability. And I'm thinking I'm going to help him. I couldn't help him because his mom had just crippled him.
and see, I am so happy there's a woman on here who's actually speaking the truth about this because this is the reason why women are saying that they're having a hard time finding a man. It's easy to find a boy, but it's hard to find a man because there's not too many parents or mothers that's raising men. There's more parents or mothers that's raising boys. And that
Right.
is the reason
In the
why.
show. In the show, you went controversial now.
That is the reason why. And I'm going to put it this way why this country and our community is going to shit.
Ooh-wee. Now let me bring up this last. Oh, man, this point right here. Has movies, music, and influence impacted the way families look and treat marriages today, especially in introduction?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a fantasy. It's like a person reading a novel, a fantasy book, and it sticks in their head, and they really believe that's how things are supposed to be, and they don't realize that's fantasy and not reality. And then when
Once
reality
upon a
hits, it
Winter
becomes a problem,
Rise.
and then they act out because their fantasy is not the reality, and they cannot make the connection, and they
Mm.
cannot separate the two.
I agree with that. And then also with music, like back in the day, you heard like a lot of love making songs, like, and you didn't
I'm
hear a lot of
so
songs
glad
being
you're
where they
bringing this up.
call women out
Watch yourself
bitches
now.
and
What you
stuff
know
like
about
that.
that?
I'm
What you
so
know about
glad.
that? What kind of songs?
I mean, I'm 43, but I was raised with my grandparents, so I know about those songs. But then you did have some old songs, like I listened to Mahalia Jackson, well, somebody's song, and she was talking about licking coochie and licking her back and stuff, and I was like, oh, that's where the original song came from. But anyways, to get back on topic, there's no songs about love, real love anymore. It's all about bitches and hoes and fucking other people, fucking 3, 4, 5 people, and you got some songs that's talking about fucking men and everything else. So hey.
And to the
But yeah, I
point
Well,
where
do
it's like
think
they try to force it as acceptable.
well,
right.
because And they do that because everyone knows how the industry is, and everybody is aware of what's going on with Diddy. They throw the money.
No, Diddy.
They put the carrot in front of the individual, and they keep running for that carrot. And that's what they do.
And they can't catch that damn carrot.
But I
either.
also think if you want to be a A-lister, you gotta be bisexual. That's just a thing. If you don't want to be
Wait.
I have to
I
disagree.
was not expecting that one.
I have
I
to disagree.
mean,
You're not gonna just say
if
that
you
and
want
not
to be on a
explain it.
level like with Beyonce and Diddy and all of
I
them, you
I
have to
disagree.
be. You gotta be bisexual. You gotta
So
bend
what
over.
about all the other
And
big stars?
see, to me, I think that is more of how the dominant culture is destroying our community, because you're selling yourself for paper that's not worth a damn. It's not even backed up by gold. It's only backed up by oil. And right now, that ain't worth a pot to piss in and a window to throw it out
You're
of.
not a pot to piss in. Ooh wee. Oh man. So, whew. Baker, I mean, best wishes, but yeah, we're gonna need you next time because we hit some heavy subjects. Especially, great wishes for everything to go well. But yeah, we definitely, I know you would have worked.
And I got one more thing. You know, the thing that y'all was talking about in regards when you asked the question is something related to marriage, you know, and this and that. You know, do you marriage for love or just people get married? Well, hell, now they got a thing called lavender marriages now.
What?
What's that?
What? Hold up. Yeah, you gotta explain that because I'm like, what?
Because you knew you made the question about being married and just having companionship. So now there's what they call lavender marriages.
What is this? Because I'm like Storm, I'm like, what is this?
It's where gay men marry a lesbian female for companionship and for convenience to help pay bills and things of that nature.
Storm, you got to speak. I'm lost for words on this one.
Okay, I mean, I have a brother, and if he wouldn't have gotten married by a certain age, I have not gotten married by a certain, we have agreed to get married. He's not my biological brother. He's like a brother from another mother. But because I didn't want to see him end up in an old folks home or not being taken care of because he don't have any kids, we agreed that we would get married, but there would be no sexual because he is gay or whatever the case may be. So I kind of, I get it, but I ain't never heard of it being called that. I guess that's something new. Yeah. I mean, the type of marriage, the next marriage that when I get married, because this will be my third marriage, it's going to be a spiritual marriage. It will not have the law involved at all. It'll be spiritual. I'm not putting the government in nothing else that I do.
I'm just lost for words on this one. You dropped the one I was not expecting. I'm like, he just sitting over laughing. I'm like, what?
Oh, you forgot.
All them damn books. Hey, I wish I could show my books so I had like they about to fall over. But yeah, I know you keep reading. I'm a grasshopper.
You know what they say, knowledge is power. So when our people realize the more we read that's in books, the more power we become.
Right.
Because
they
right
hid
now,
everything in books.
and because right now, our brothers and sisters in Africa is saying something loud and clear. No more of this bullshit.
I'm gonna say that for Street Topics because there's a certain person that's making noise, but I'm gonna say the Street Topics. You probably know what I'm talking about, but I'm gonna say that for Street Topics. But yeah, he's making a lot of noise. He's making a lot of damn noise. But I'm gonna leave that for my other podcast. But other than that, Jasim, where can they find you at?
That's here. Besides here, you can also find me every Friday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time on In the Trenches at the YouTube channel, as well as Spotify, iHeartRadio, Pandora. And guess what? You can also come to our website and check out the hottest merch. The hottest merch right now is politicians are just like diapers. They full of shit. You need to check out. You need to check out our website to check out that shirt. and get it
Oh,
while you last. Get
wow.
it. But check us out at In the Trenches podcast. It's THA, because we're always in the hood.
All right, Storm, where can they find you at?
They can always find me here whenever I pop up as a guest. I'm still deciding if I want to do my own podcast, but until then, I'm right here.
And as always, you can find us on YouTube, Facebook, and all the other great platforms. And you can follow me personally at C Holmes on Instagram and much more. We bring you live podcasts such as this and a slice of love, keeping it raw, real, controversial. But hey, that's how we bring entertainment and much more. So make sure that you keep the word going. Drop some more comments as well, because hey, the show grows with the help of your input and having your voice live. So with that said, like, what can I leave the audience to think about as we close this show? Be careful who you put that ring on, because it may step in some shit you can't get out of. Yeah, I said that.
And it may be knee-high shit you're stepping in.
Other than that, catch y'all next time, and y'all enjoy the rest of the evening. Peace.